Hello again, friends. Welcome to another installment of Interesting Rulings. This time we have the interactions between on-attack abilities and counterspells. When Gawain Link attacks with another hero, he gains the ability to gain Penetrate. This ability is mandatory, even if it wasn't mandatory, as long as it has the conditions that it can fulfill to be triggered, it will trigger. So, with that being said, it creates its own play timing. So during this play timing, Gawain gained Penetrate. In response to that play timing, another opponent can cast, say, a blue dragon shield to negate the attack and gain a gauge. Even though the Legend World player has Guard in their hand, they cannot respond to the blue dragon shield because the blue dragon shield is in response to Gawain's ability. Since Gawain's ability is already on the stack, the Legend World player has already used their ability for that stack, and the play timing is over. Moving on to the second interesting ruling, we have the interaction between Destroy Hammer Dragon, Dragonic Destroy, and that spell being negated. This doesn't actually work out the way even I thought it would, but I asked Bushiroad Japan and they gave me an official answer. When I cast Dragonic Destroy, and if I have Destroy Hammer Dragon out, Destroy Hammer Dragon already has that play timing and it's already on the stack for the next available play timing. Even though Guard was cast, and it negated the effects of Dragonic Destroy, Destroy Hammer Dragon's 3 damage ability is still on the stack and it still goes off. So that means that my opponent right now is going to take 3 damage. Now, there is another play timing for this 3 damage that my opponent can respond to. So if I destroyed, say, your creature in the center, and you wanted to Black Dragon Shield, that's completely valid. But because my opponent doesn't have Shield of Achilles in this particular case, it didn't matter, and they ended up losing the game, even though I was my opponent. But let's just pretend that that's not a thing. So what we have here is the ability to bypass Spell Negate, Cancer, Link Attack, Cheese for game. The possibilities here are pretty much limitless, and you can use these response timings for pretty much any ability, on-call abilities. Any single time Art of Explosive Hades Fall is on your opponent's field and you call a creature, there's a play timing for Hades Fall even if they don't reveal, and you can respond to that. So you can use that to bypass a lot of different things like Secret Sword, Star Crusher, so that you can cast your counter spells without having to take that damage. The final interesting ruling is an interaction between Dragon Throne, Azidahaka, and Leaping Ninja Sarutobi. Dragon Throne's abilities cannot be nullified. It cannot be destroyed and it cannot be returned to the hand. Leaping Ninja Sarutobi, however, does not care. Sarutobi's skill says, you may pay 1 gauge and place this unit into the drop zone. If you do, choose one of your opponent's spells on the field and place it into the drop zone. Because you are placing it and not destroying it, it just goes to the drop zone, and then it finds itself in the drop zone and it stays there. And it's no longer on the field, so it no longer has its effects. That is one way to bypass Dragon Throne completely. And because you did this, your opponent has a size 4 creature out, they're now going to have to resolve sizing. Because sizing is not destruction, they also don't get out their sword. So, long story short, Sarutobi really messes up Azidahaka.